Arthur Asher Miller was born on October 17, 1915, in New York City, to Augusta, Barnett, and Isidore Miller. His family was of Austrian Jewish descent. His father manufactured women's coats, but his business was devastated by the Depression, seeding his son's disillusionment with the American dream and those blue sky-seeking Americans who pursued it with both eyes focused on the grail of materialism. Due to his father's strained financial circumstances, Miller had to work for tuition money to attend the University of Michigan. It was at Michigan that he wrote his first plays. They were successes, earning him numerous student awards, including the Avery Hopwood Award in Drama for No Villain, in 1937. The award was named after one of the most successful playwrights of the 1920s, who simultaneously had 5 hits on Broadway, the Neil Simon I of his day. Now almost forgotten except for his contribution to Gold Diggers of 1933, Hopwood achieved a material success that the older Miller could not match, but he failed to capture the immortality that would be Miller's. Hopwood's suicide, on the beach of the Côte d'Azur, inspired Norman Main's march into the SoCal surf in A Star Is Born, 1937. It seemed to encapsulate the American dilemma. The achievement of success was no panacea for an America soul-sick from its pursuit. Like Fitzgerald, Miller tasted success at a tender age. In 1938, upon graduating from Michigan, he received a Theatre Guild National Award and returned to New York, joining the Federal Theatre Project. He married his college girlfriend, Mary Grace Slattery, in 1940. They would have 2 children, Joan and Robert. In 1944, he made his Broadway debut with The Man Who Had All the Luck, a flop that lasted only 4 performances. He went on to publish 2 books, Situation Normal, in 1944, and Focus, in 1945, but it was in 1947 that his star became ascendant. His play, All My Sons, directed by Elia Kazan, became a hit on Broadway, running for 328 performances. Both Miller and Kazan received Tony Awards, and Miller won the New York Drama Critics Circle Award. It was a taste of what was to come. Staged by Kazan, Death of a Salesman, opened at the Maraska Theatre on February 10, 1949, and closed 742 performances later on November 18, 1950. The play was the sensation of the season, winning 6 Tony Awards, including Best Play and Best Author for Miller. Miller also was awarded the 1949 Pulitzer Prize for Drama. The play made lead actor Lee J. Cobb, as Willie Loman, an icon of the stage comparable to the Hamlet of John Barrymore. A synthesis of actor and role that created a legend that survives through the bends of time. A contemporary classic was recognized, though some critics complained that the play wasn't truly a tragedy, as Willie Loman was such a pathetic soul. The fall of such a small person as Loman could not qualify as tragedy, as there was so little height from which to fall. Miller, a dedicated progressive and a man of integrity, never accepted the criticism. As Willie's wife Linda said at his funeral, attention must be paid, even to the little people who were crucified alongside the capitalist gods in the pursuit of the American dream. In 1983, Miller himself directed a staging of Salesman, in Chinese at the Beijing People's Art Theater. He said that while the Chinese, then largely ignorant of capitalism, might not have understood Loman's career choice, they did have empathy for his desire to drink from the grail of the American dream. They understood this dream, which Miller characterizes as the desire to excel, to win out over anonymity and meaninglessness, to love and be loved, and above all, perhaps, to count. It is this desire to sup at the table of the great American capitalists, even if one is just scrounging for crumbs, in a country of which President Calvin Coolidge said, "The business of America is business." This desire to be recognized, to be somebody, that so moves salesmen, audiences, whether in New York, London or Beijing. Miller never again attained the critical heights nor smash Broadway success of Salesman, though he continued to write fine plays that were appreciated by critics and audiences alike for another 2 decades. Disenchanted with Kazan over his friendly testimony before the House Un-American Activities Committee, the 2 parted company when Kazan refused to direct The Crucible, Miller's parable of the witch hunts of Senator Joseph McCarthy. Defending her husband, Kazan's wife Molly told Miller that the play was disingenuous, as there were no real witches in Puritan Salem. It was a point Miller disagreed with, As it was a matter of perspective, the witches in Salem were real to those who believed in them. Directed by another Broadway legend, Jed Harris, the play ran for 197 performances and won Miller the 1953 Tony Award for Best Play. Miller had another success with A View from the Bridge, a play about an incest-minded longshoreman written with overtones of classical Greek tragedy, which ran for 149 performances in the 1955-56 season. It was in 1956 that Miller made his most fateful personal decision, when he divorced his wife Mary and married movie siren cum legend Marilyn Monroe. With this marriage, Miller achieved a different type of fame, a pop culture status he abhorred. It was a marriage doomed to fail, as Monroe was, in Miller's words, highly self-destructive. In his beautifully written 1989 autobiography, Time Bends, Miller wrote that a marriage was a conspiracy to keep out the light. When one or more of the partners could no longer prevent the light from coming